This might be a hot take, but things are supposed to be getting better. You know, products, consumer products, not worse. When I first started driving at the ripe age of 16, didn't have money for tires, so I'd stroll down to the junkyard, pull the spare tire off of whatever 80s car was around that, you know, looked good. I'd throw it on there, and it would last for years. Nowadays, you're buying a car tire every, I don't know what, 30 to 60,000 miles, and they don't last. Like, even if you don't use them and the tread doesn't wear down, they just start deteriorating and just, they don't last. So this tire, there's nothing actually really wrong with it. What it does is it leaks air. So you figure, okay, well, patch the leak. No, it leaks air. Air just, it's very, I covered this thing in soapy water, no air leaks, right? But then I notice little bubbles barely seeping through the rubber everywhere. I don't know how, I've had that thing a couple of years now, and I think it's on its fourth set of tires. Every 6 months or so, it needs a new tire, or two. Or they leak, needs a new valve stem, you know, constant tire problems. Anyway, so the plan is to put a 1950s technology unit inside of that tire using my 1960s tire machine. So my complaint is that things are supposed to get better as time goes on. But yeah, they perfect the item, you know, the consumer good, and then they find a way to make it cheaper, and I get all that. And you know, tires don't last as long as they used to. That's just the natural progression of things. Make it good, then make it cheap. But you know, you could argue environmental too. You know, now they break down in the environment better or whatever. But if you're making more tires, is it really helping anything? And you know, I used to be able to go to the tire shop, be in and out of there in an hour and a half with your new set of tires. Now you got to make an appointment for next week sometime, and it's still a 3-hour wait. It's just, I don't know, just ridiculous, I think. Make sure it's, you know, flat-ish. Okay, valve stem is in the tire. So yeah, give you an idea of how unusual this is. Well, that inflated a lot quicker than I thought it was gonna. Okay, this is where a modern tire machine would come in handy. Might be able to hold the valve stem in like that. Oh yeah, that'll work fine. What am I complaining about? Soapy water on here. This helps the tire go on better and helps the rim rust quicker. So it's kind of needed. I had a spray bottle, I just don't know where it is. Well, I had 2 spray bottles. Kids broke one, don't know where the other one. Alright, let's get this thing on there. Well, I can confirm. You don't touch your tire machine in over a year, you forget how to use it. A year? Who am I kidding? I haven't touched this thing in 2 probably. Heck, that works. Now I can finally take out my trash. But yeah, I see no problems with this. So I know tube tires aren't as safe at highway speeds than, you know, your traditional radials. So I'll have to be careful when I take this thing out on the highway. So the tubes came in a 2-pack on eBay. So the spare can live right there. Because I'm not buying another tire until these things are so deteriorated that I have to. I used to have about, I don't know, I used to have about 10 of these that I've been throwing them away. I want to find something to do with them. Because you used to buy a tire for like 25 bucks and then COVID happened and all of a sudden tires were 50 bucks. But a tire and rim was 51, so I started just buying tire and rim combos, leaving me with a bunch of rims. I don't want to throw them away. I'm sure I can do something with them. I don't know what. You know, I was thinking I could cut it, you know, just the lip off, and then if I needed a ring for something. But I don't know. Haven't had any good project ideas of what I can do with them yet. Maybe weld them all together, make a bird fountain. It's actually probably the best bet, huh? Because, I mean, that already looks like some kind of statue. Anyway, if you got any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you later.